Darn it, Cousin It. I don't remember inviting you over to stay. Where did you come from? Hello and welcome to another Mumsy video. Today we are at my cutting table. I'm not quite sure how to film this right, and we've got something very strange happening right here. What we need for this project, actually, we are going to make a Cousin It decoration for Halloween / Thanksgiving fallish kind of decor outside. What we really need is one of those large tomato cages, you know, that we can tip upside down and kind of make into a cone. But I don't have those, so I've kind of just taped it all together. And you can use grass skirts if you can find them. I went to the dollar store where I was told you could find them. They weren't there. I couldn't find them at the Halloween store that just popped up in the close to our neighborhood, and I couldn't find them at Walmart. So instead we are using burlap. I think burlap might be a better choice in Winnipeg anyway, because not only is it the right color for Cousin It, but it's also very durable. And Halloween in Winnipeg is usually, sometimes there's snow, there's most often rain, so we have it set up with burlap. You'll also need one of these fancy hats. You can buy them at the Halloween store. I just picked this one up at the dollar store. And, of course, trademark black sunglasses. These ones are DJ Girl's. She said that we could use them for the project. I also have some tape. This is just flex tape or electrical tape, or I don't know, colored pretty tape, or just a plain needle and thread will also work to shape this the way we want it. I'm going to just kind of start building this thing, and hopefully it will work out. So I'll see you on the other side. Number 2. When I went to cut the burlap, I found out right away that it was not going to be thick enough to actually resemble Cousin It. I was going to have to cut way more than the, 5 or so sheets that I bought, and it was not going to work. So I found this old skirt that I used to wear when I was young, and a lot thinner. And I liked the fabric. It's just a cheap kind of polyester, but I liked the color so much that I've kept it all these years with nothing much to do with it. So I'm going to try this again. And at least this time, I think I'm going to use the hot glue gun possibly to attach everything this time. So let's try this again. Number 2. this burlap sort of shredded in long strips like this. I'll probably shred it more once I get them placed, but you guys totally knew that this wasn't going to work and that I was going to have to cover it with something first, right? And you let me just keep going at the beginning of this video like nothing, but anyway, we'll get it working eventually. So my plan now is I'm going to glue one strip right onto this hat, right onto the inside of the hat, right here first, and then put it on, and then underneath I will place the layers after that. So that is what we're going to try next. Hopefully I don't burn myself. Do you guys burn yourself on your hot glue gun a lot? I totally do every time. So hopefully. Almost got it looking sort of like Cousin It. I just glued on the layers underneath here. So in order to do that, the ones that were hooked to the hat, I just did like a hairdresser and clipped them up out of the way until I got this going, and then I can take them down. I'm thinking that he's gonna look a bit like a scarecrow crossed with Cousin It, right? It's funny. I'm gonna have to distress these layers a little bit more, I think, to make them look more like hair and less like burlap, right? But we've got Cousin It happening pretty well, don't you think? Yeah, we gotta find a front. Where do you think? Looks like, do you want his hat sideways? I think no. We want either this to be the front, or yeah, I think this will be the front, or the other side. And we're going to add the glasses. Let's see here. Oh yes! Look at him! Isn't he looking pretty cool? Oh my goodness! So I'm going to spend some time just cutting this a little bit more, making it a little more hairy. I'm hoping that he doesn't end up being too much like a scarecrow, because I really don't want to scare the birds away from the tree that I want to place him under. But all I'm going to say is, I think he's looking pretty good. What do you think? And if you don't have, obviously, not everyone has like just an old brown skirt that they can use that they'll never wear again anyway. If you have any sort of felt, fleece, if you have a brown sheet even a black one would work just fine for this project. Just to give him a little bit of shape and a little bit of background, because the burlap is a little bit see-through. And if you try it with, if you can find straw grass skirts, like Halloween costumes for like a luau type girl or whatever, you try it with that, let me know. I was going to do it with yarn, but can you imagine how much yarn you would need for this? It would be just way too expensive of a craft, and then you couldn't use the yarn afterwards when you took the decoration down, because it would be just soaked and wrecked from the weather and everything else. So I wasn't going to do that, and I wanted my Cousin It to be sort of the right size too, right? He's kind of a short little guy, but I had to make him shorter because of the skirt. I didn't have enough skirt to make him any taller than this. So I ended up actually using the small tomato cage anyway, but it's on top of a bucket, so it's a little bit bigger than the small tomato cage. And I'm going to test him to see how sturdy he is. I think when I put him outside, I'm going to put something heavy in here, just so that he doesn't fall over in the wind. I think he's pretty steady, but Winnipeg gets pretty windy, especially when the seasons are changing, so I'm going to have to somehow get this to stay down a little bit. Maybe I might even put a rock inside underneath the skirt, just on top of the bucket, just to give him a little bit more sturdiness, and hopefully he'll be an added decoration for our yard very soon. I'll let you know.